So now we move to chapter 4 because chapter 4 will be on the exam. Now we start with the real organic chemistry. This guy will come back at 12 when we go home. Goodness. And they say it's me. Oh, I failed because she's too tough. Well, it's up to you. Freedom has an expense, no? All right, so we move to this chapter 4. Chapter 4, we start dealing with mechanisms, organic chemistry, reactions. So please, you have to review general chemistry 2 for this. Okay, rate of the reaction, first order, second order, all things you need to be quick, knowing from your knowledge of the chemistry. Okay, so the first part, of course, I'm not going to be able to do everything today, but okay, I can see it on my eyes. Okay, so let me introduce first of all, the first part here for this chapter is about alcohol. Okay, you watch my recordings, right? I made them available. So the first thing you need to know, naming alcohols as cycloalcohols. Then the second part of the chapter deals with preparation of alkyl halides using SN1, SN2. And there is also a reaction that I will teach you next week. It's not in my recording, I don't know why, which is the chlorination of alkanes. That will be next week, okay? Let's start with the alcohols. Alcohols, you need to know how to name them, and you need to know the classification. Are they primary, secondary, tertiary? I gave you the rules for primary, secondary, and tertiary. So you need to know that, because based on the classification of alcohol, you have a different mechanism, okay? So let's start simple, and then we increase the difficulty. Assuming I have CH3, CH, I go down, CH2, CH2OH, then I have here CH2, then I have here Cl, Cl, then I have here CH, CH3, and then I have here CH3. All right? I have here an alcohol. Why I have an alcohol? Because I see the OH. OH is called a functional group, and in general, the alcohols are ROH. Okay? RH, R stands for the alkyl group, and OH is the functional group. Okay. I'm not going to teach the rules. You watch my recording, my friend? What are they? Can you show me the notes?
This is my raw notebook, but next week I see
Yeah.
one.
Okay. All right. So I was going yesterday. Yeah.
No.
I'm double the range. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. So rules for alcohol. So let's name this alcohol first. You have to go.
No, I want to give the rule.
Oh, wait a second. First of all, my question to you is, what kind of alcohol do I have? Is primary, secondary, or tertiary? We stay focused on the carbon with the OH. That's the carbon, and you have to stay focused. Around this carbon, I see two hydrogens, and you can have 1 million carbons count as one alkyl group. Are you in agreement that this guy here is a primary alcohol? Yes or no? What's the structure of a primary alcohol? You have a COH, H, H, and R. That's what it is for me. For R, you can have 1 million carbon, doesn't matter. The carbon capital H has two hydrogens here down. So the classification for this is primary alcohol. Now alcohols, the rules said you have to identify the longest continuous parental chain of the carbon atom that must include your H. All right? Your H is here. And here you're lucky because you start from here, you go all the way up, then you go to the end, and then you come back. In agreement, this is my longest and continuous parental chain. Okay. Number one. That's rule number one. Rule number two says number the chain from the end closest to the OH. Okay? Forget about substituents. Now the OH, the functional group, has the priority. Here you're also lucky because carbon number one can only be this one. That's carbon number one. Carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Clear? Forget about the substituents. The substituents have no priority now. Only the OH has the highest priority. Okay? Rule 3 says name and locate all the substituents according to the alphabetical priority. I see in position 3, I have an ethyl. In position 5, I have a 2 chlorine. Position 6, I have another ethyl. Alphabetical priority goes to chloro, right? And so what do we say here? We have 5, 5 dichloro, and in the second 5, 5 dichloro. Slash 3,6 dimethyl, I see 2 of them. Then the rule says you must locate the OH. In this case, you have to say this is 1. The OH is on carbon number 1. 1 hepta, no, this is the name of this alcohol. Okay, hepta stands for 7 carbons. If I want to do the bond line formula for this, you have heptanol means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This carbon here is carbon number 1. Remember, has an OH. Can show the OH. Carbon number 2, I have nothing. Carbon number 3, I have a CH3. Stick goes down. Carbon 4, nothing. Carbon 5, you have 2 chlorines. We write a Cl and Cl. Let me finish first. 6, I have a CH3. 7, actually I gave an extra one. Sorry, I didn't count. So this one is the ethanol. I gave you an extra carbon, I don't know why. Okay? So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I gave an ethanol. All right, so that's the bond line formula for this primary alcohol, and the name is on the top. 5,5 dichloro, 3,6 dimethyl 1 heptanol. Priority must be given to the OH. The OH must get the lowest number possible. Okay? Yes?
Even if it's heptanol and that's the parent chain, you still want us to write 1.
You must write for this. Let me do just another example of a regular alcohol. What if we have CH3, 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 I have CH with an OH, CH2, one second, CH2, let me put a substituent on that. I have a CH with a Cl. Okay, I have this alcohol. Okay, copy first. Copy paste. Okay. All right. first of all, classify the alcohol as primary, secondary, or tertiary according to the classification. He says secondary. Are we in agreement with him?
Yes.
We are. Why? Because the carbon with the OH has one alkyl group and has another alkyl group. Two alkyl groups make a secondary alcohol. Name it. Identify the longest and continuous chain of carbon atoms that must include the OH. Seems to me you can start from here, so it seems like go here, it comes back. In agreement? So the chain has 2, 4, 5 carbons. Okay? So we are dealing with a pentanol. Alright. Number the chain from the end closest to the functional group. Either way, I'm not so wrong. That's not now you needed to figure it out. Either way, because the H is in the middle, on purpose, I did something on purpose. That would cause you completely wrong. On purpose, I put the substituents. So he say it really doesn't matter because your H is in the middle, so it will be carbon number 3. It matters. Alright? So which one, which end now, mercury will be carbon number 1? This one or this one? Wrong. Dave. Why is this? 2 substituents. Remember, the more substituents you have, then outranks the alphabetical priority. Okay? So this one doesn't count. The more substituents, the higher the priority. So this is carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you start from here, you have the highest number that mark wrong. Okay? In order for you to understand, write both names. Because you will say start from here. Do it and count the numbers. Clear? Do all your paperwork. And you figure it out that I'm offering lower numbers than yours. Okay? Let's figure it out, the name now. Yes.
So the more subs you have, it
Highest priority, even though this one alphabetically is lower than this. What we said, the alphabet does not count if you can lower the numbers.
What if it had 2?
Let me finish one thing at a time. Okay, then 2-chloro, yes, at that point, but let me finish this one first. Let's do the name of this. What will be the name?
4-chloro.
4-chloro.
And then
Hold on. 2, 2 dimethyl. Okay, and then 3 pentanol. Okay, let's fix this first before we do other examples. So I'm following your friend, all right? Your friend say, put carbon number 1 here. The name was going to be 2-chloro slash 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 dimethyl 3 pentanol. Correct? My numbers are, I'm going to change color, 2, 2, 4, correct? Just to take a look at the sequence of the substituents. Her numbers were 2, 4, 4. Who's going to win? The one on the top. You see it? You do this several times until you be quick. When you see the number, the name will be okay, you know? So, all right, so now, she said, what if I have a 2-chloro? Then at that point, all right, so what if here, we go back to what I told you at the beginning of the class. If she said you have a 2-chloro here, then Where do I start? Number one from here. Hello, Miriam, you asked for this. If I have 2 chlorine here and you have 2 methyl here, where do I start? You start from here. Okay? Clear?
Because of alphabetical?
Because then are the alphabetical priority. Okay?
If it was instead of the methyls, 2 bromines, you would also start from there?
Only 1 bromine or 2 bromines? 2 bromines, yes, of course.
You start from the 2
Yeah.
bromines, yeah?
Yeah.
Even though bromine is heavier?
It's nothing to do with heavy, it's the
Alphabetical.
naming.
That's,
The bromine doesn't eat. Oh, what is this? Oh.
That's bromine.
Oh, I thought it was a cigarette or something, some liquid. Okay. All right, good with this. I'll do another example. You can do the bond line formula. You can do whatever you want with these bonds. Now, what's next? I want to do the cycloalcohols. Naming of cycloalcohols. It's only one important rule. Where does it go? The time? I don't know. Cycloalcohols. Cycloalcohols, I told you, the carbon with the OH will be always carbon number 1. Okay? Always. So you don't need to say 1 cyclopentanol. If you do it, you're wrong. Okay? All right, let's do an example. Say we have on this carbon, I put the OH, on this carbon, I put CH2, CH3. On this carbon here, I put CH3, CH3. On this carbon, on the top, I put CO. Okay. Matthew, are you copying? Because you see, I go too fast and then I erase. If you don't follow me, then you're going to be in trouble. Did you copy? Yeah? Ilan, what kind of alcohol do you have, Ilan? Primary, secondary, or tertiary? Anyone can help? Ilan?
Tertiary.
The tertiary alcohol. Alkyl group. And I was explaining to you in my recording, this one counts as an R, this one counts as an R. There are 3 alkyl groups, so this is a tertiary alcohol. Okay? Identify the alcohol is really important because it will help you when we do the mechanisms. Okay? Go back in my notes. I'm sure that I say cyclopentanol is a secondary alcohol because the ring counts as 2 alkyl groups. So now the rules for cycloalcohol says number 1. That's easy. That's carbon number 1. Go for it. Go up next. Who's going to get number 2? Do it by yourself and then we share. End it up and give me the name. Go ahead. Work on your own, please. I'm listening, take your time. I'm listening. Okay. So, and you take number one, you cannot escape from number one. Number one must be there. Who's going to get number two? Elon is suggesting me to go down. Let's see. Matthew, what would you do? He said, let's go down. We go down, let's see if Elon and Matthew are correct. Let's see. So carbon number one, carbon two, carbon 3, 4, 5, carbon 6. I'm following your friends. Now, if I follow somebody else and we go up, let's see what's happening. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct? All right. Following Elon and Matthew, you have the sequence in black, should be 1, 3, 3, because I have 2 substituents, and then 6. That's the black sequence. Forget about your H. Just focus on the substituent. If I follow somebody else, I don't know who, I am going to do 1, again, 2, the red sequence, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Which one is the right one? Wrong. That's so wrong. The second one is correct. Why? Why? 2, 2, 2. You have only one number that is lower in the sequence, that's the winner. That's the rule. Keep in mind, because otherwise your alcohol does not exist. Do you understand? Hello? Oh, you're good? So pay attention and write the sequence. 1, 2, 5, 5, outranks. This is only because you have 1 smaller than this, you're done. This is the right sequence. Okay? Let me give you now the name of the entire alcohol. This is called ethyl, this is called chloro, and these two are called methyl. So we say alphabetical priority goes to the chloro, 2 chloro, slash, then I go to the ethyl, 1 slash ethyl. Then we have here in position 5, 5,5, dimethyl. Do not write number 1. Don't do it. You just say cyclohexanol. Okay? Cyclohexanol. Yes.
So, just to make it sure, with the other compounds, you want us to locate where it is, but just with cycles, not to?
It's only for cyclic alcohol. The carbon is always carbon number 1, so you don't need to put 1 cyclic. Yeah, only for cycles. Pay attention, because guys, the naming is really important. Naming alcohols is important. Okay, let me do another one. I'm gonna be quiet, mute, for another cycloalcohol. What if I have, let me change. Okay, I have OH on the top. Go for it. I have an alcohol here. What kind of alcohol do I have? Hello? Secondary alcohol. Secondary. Name it. What do you think? And take your time, okay? This is 24, right?
Yeah.
25. Okay. Have a name alone? Okay. We moved to this table here for nothing. All right. Okay. Gonna try? On your, did you do on your paper? Okay. Let's wait for other students. Pay attention on the alkyl group, okay? How to name that alkyl group. That's not a common alkyl group. How did you name it? Do you have any abbreviation for your name? How do people call you?
Gedalia.
Gedalia. Oh, Gedalia is easier than Gedalia. Oh, that's easy. Because it's Gedi, it's very difficult to pronounce. Gedalia is good. All right. So,
I named it a pentyl group. I don't know what's good. It's something.
no, 1, 2, there's no
No,
pentane.
no, just what's on number 2.
That's what I'm asking. What's the name of the alkyl group? We know that overall this is cyclopentanol. We know that. But on that carbon, which I don't know if it's carbon number 2, I put an alkyl group. What's the name, Ethan, of the alkyl group? No, bro. Oh my goodness, yeah. Emmanuel, oh wait a second, call Emmanuel. Emmanuel. Oh my goodness.
Some type of pentyl isomer.
No, come. Did you get my email?
Yes.
Yeah, you sending out?
I just want to ask you, should I say it's totally cancelled or there's still a possibility it could occur?
No, she said that she lives in Yonkers. By the time she comes here, it will be 1 o'clock. I mean, we are not going to wait for her at 1 o'clock. There are other classes.
Yeah.
So it's cancelled. I also asked her if she could do the Zoom, but she said that in her apartment there is a leak of carbon monoxide, so you know you don't want her exploding while she's on Zoom.
Okay.
Name of this thing. Go, Emmanuel.
Which one?
The alcohol.
Okay, so 1 would be over here, 2
Yeah.
would be over here, actually.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I would do 2 over here, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, what's the name of the alkyl group?
This one,
Yeah.
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, so butyl, then 2, 3, dimethyl butyl, and then this would be 3, 3 dichloro, and this is 2 methyl, and then just arrange alphabetically then you get cyclopentanol, and then if you want to classify it, it's secondary alcohol also.
You're wrong anyway.
Okay.
What's wrong? The alkyl group? How do you name the alkyl group?
I would think if this was not
Which
here,
one, is carbon number 1?
I would say this.
Carbon 1?
Yes.
2,
2 here.
3, and
3,
4.
4.
Okay, so the name of the alkyl group will be what? 1, 2
2
dimethyl
butyl.
butyl.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, get out.
Okay.
So everyone, I don't know, wait for me if she wants to schedule, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, though. Tomorrow for pharmacy, how many people are here?
3.
Only 3 students?
Yeah.
It's pizza, tell
I
everyone.
know. Still, I informed them.
Are you coming?
I think I should just come, just like to show up, like.
Yeah, you have to show up your face.
Yeah.
And I'll bring the forecast class. So 15 people.
Wait, so 18, hopefully.
20, that's me. I want a pizza. All right. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
All right, so as our friend said, Emmanuel, so this one for sure is carbon number 1, and we are in agreement with that. So now again, you have to choose the way that lowers the number, right? He was saying he made a mistake. He said number 2 here. No, number 2 goes to this one because you have all these substituents. So there will be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the name of this alkyl group in position 2 we know is methyl. In position 3 we have the 2 chlorines and we call them chloro. The only issue was to figure it out, the name of this alkyl group. This is the chain, this is carbon number 1 attached to the chain. Carbon number 2, you have to also remember the rules for the alkyl groups. You have to identify the longest chain. If I do 1, 2, 3, I'm wrong. I have to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Only the name of this alkyl group is supposed to be 1, 2 dimethyl butyl. This is only the name of this alkyl group. Go back at the beginning of the semester on how to name alkyl groups. Now put things together. And now we say alphabetical priority goes to these 2 chlorines, so there will be 3, 3 dichloro. Okay. Slash. This one. I have a methyl and methyl butyl. Alphabetical priority goes to methyl, so there will be 2 / methyl. Then, in position number 5, take a look what I do. I'm opening a parenthesis, because otherwise it will be a chaos with all these numbers. I say parenthesis 1, 2 dimethyl butyl. Everything in parentheses, and then you can write here cyclopentanol. Okay? So pay attention to all of these offerings. Okay? Yeah. Oh, clear? All right, pay attention on, because if you mess up with just one number, the entire name is wrong. There's no partial credit for naming. It's yes or no. Yes.
So the 2-methyl comes before the 5-dimethyl because it's shorter essentially?
No, because you have a methyl, the name on the alphabetical, if you check the vocabulary dictionary, if you have a methyl and methyl butyl, for example, which one comes first? Methyl. Okay, it's just following the alphabetical rule. Yes.
But butyl alphabetically before.
I know, but that's not butyl, that's methyl butyl. It's methyl butyl. It's not just butyl. You were right if you had only butyl, but we do not have just butyl, okay? All right. Okay. All right. Dimerate, yes? Yeah? All right, one last example, and then we move to SN1 and SN2. All right, okay, let's see. Let me do it. Go for it. Okay. On this one, you have to be careful because I put a lot of stuff on it. You have a name, Ethan? Not yet? Huh?
Working on it.
All right, go ahead. Michael?
I have one, but I don't think it's correct.
Okay.
Can I start with the number?
Yeah, number one goes to the carbon video H. Are we in agreement with him? Yeah.
3, 4.
Two goes on this one.
Yeah.
3, 8. Are we in agreement on the numbering? Yeah. What kind of alcohol we have? This is the secondary alcohol, okay? Ladies in the back, you have a name or not yet? Not yet. All right, so in position number one, we have orange. Secondary alcohol, we are happy. How do we call this alkyl group? Wrong. Cyclopropyl. No propane. Cyclopropyl. Cyclopropyl or propyl, whatever you want to pronounce. Then in position number 4, I have a bromo. What else do I have? What's this one? T-butyl or tert butyl. That's fine. T-butyl, remember what we said, T-butyl, we go by B. So now, I'm going to put together the name. Bromo comes before butyl, okay? So the name here is supposed to be 4-bromo.
Not bromyl.
Huh?
Bromyl is no such thing.
Huh?
Bromyl.
No, we never said that. We have said all the elements in group 7, bromo, chloro, iodo. We said that at the beginning, okay?
Sorry.
So 4-bromo. Then 4-T-butyl. Okay? Then 2-cyclopropyl slash 2-cyclopropyl. We go by C for cyclopropyl. And then you want to write here cyclohexanol. Okay? That's the name of our compound. Good? All right. So, all right, let me see. Okay. Yes.
Can we do one more like this where it's like 2?
I'll give you as homework, okay? And then next week, because otherwise we don't finish SN1. I just want to do SN1, okay? Go ahead.
For the cyclopropyl, are we starting with the C?
C.
Oh, okay.
Cyclopropyl. You go by C, okay? I want to start doing because otherwise next week would be overwhelming, and the next week we have the exam. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
After next week is another week. So I'm meeting you next week, and then it will be the exam. I thought, yeah, it's. I still have things to do on this chapter, okay? So yeah.
This is the last chapter.
Yeah.
Cyclo always gets a priority on the numbers.
No, that's not the reason. Because again, if I do 1 here and I go here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the numbers are too high. That's why they said go in this direction.
But then there's 2.
I got it.
The numbers 2 and 4 are lower than.
I cannot do over what we did in the first. The sequence here is 1, 2, 4, 4. If I follow you, the sequence will be 1, 4, 4, 6.
Right, but the previous example we did 3, 3 on the chlorine instead of 4, 4, even though the methyl.
No, there was no 4 4s. Yeah.
All right, just to show him. Okay, now, yes.
Is it based on the total of the monomers, or is it just like if there's a 2 in one of them and there's not a?
You have to do the total.
Okay.
You have to do both combination. You have only 2 combinations.
And when they're
Miriam,
teaching them,
Miriam, let me explain to him, okay? You do both. You do both. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go in this direction. If you go all the way around, see which one has highest number is not yours. Okay? Clear? All right.
It's okay, I have it down.
Okay.
I have some
Hey.
If anything, I'll finish it later.
And there is the order I have to do really.
Lower amount of numbers.
I really want to do the estimate too, because otherwise next week will be really a problem. I have to give you. We do now estimate 2 because it's shorter. Okay? Yeah.
The dental school is not coming?
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna do lab after.
We do that. Okay? So hopefully she shows up next week. Who knows? Okay, for the money they ask, they should be here begging you. So here in St. I beg them, please. All right. Okay. So I will do Aston 2 today because it's shorter, and then the next week we do the Aston 1 because it's much longer. Okay? Aston 2. Aston 2 is a reaction that helps us preparation of alkyl halides from alcohol. I started from this just because we have just a few minutes, half an hour left, okay? SN1 requires me a lot of more discussion. We do next week. SN2 can only be used for primary alcohol. Okay, primary alcohol only. Only. SN1 is for secondary and tertiary, but we do that next week. Now, let me give it to you an overall reaction. The overall reaction I want you to do is this one. I have this alcohol. Name it. Okay, first of all, everyone in agreement? This is primary alcohol. Ethan, what's the name? Give me the name. Name. Have the name? Brown.
Cyclopropane.
Huh? Nope.
Propofol.
This is the carbon. This is an alkyl group. Cyclopropyl methanol. Cyclopropyl. The carbon here, if you had the CH3OH, what would be the name of the CH3OH? Methanol. Instead of having just methanol, I have an alkyl group. The name is cyclopropyl methanol. That's the name of this alcohol. Cyclopropyl methanol is reacting with HCl. How do I know this is an SN2? Because I stay focused on the alcohol, and the alcohol is a primary alcohol, correct? When you have to fill it out, the overall reaction, do the mechanism first, and then you fill it out, the overall reaction, okay? It's convenient, you do it this way. SN2, what's the first step? What the protocol says? You have no idea. Go ahead.
You gotta break up the.
We mean use my language. My language, what does it say? Go back in the protocol. Says what? Nucleophilic attack or protonation. What's the name? Protonation of the alcohol. Correct? That's the language you have to use. Step number 1, protonation of the alcohol. I was explaining to you, protonation means you're adding an H on the alcohol. Language, sequence, electrons, they have to be perfect, okay? So now I have to do the mechanism. So protonation of the alcohol. You want to copy this alcohol. This is the CH2, Lewis structure, OH. All right? On the O, I gotta put the dots. It's reacting with HCl. The Lewis structure for HCl is H in bond on the Cl. Reaction is always reversible, and you must memorize that the first step is fast or slow. Go ahead. Fast. On top of the 2 arrows, you have to write fast. Okay? In general chemistry too, you learn about the slow step. Okay? The slow step is the one called limiting step, right, in this chemical reaction. Take a look at the way it works. On the mechanism, I am crazy. If you don't do what we do in class, if you make up your mechanism, it's all wrong. Change the color. How this oxygen has 2 sets of electrons. The electrons will only be negative. What they do, they grab the hydrogens, and then you have to say to me, this is motion number 1. There is an action, and there will be a reaction. The reaction here will be that the hydrogen will leave the chlorine in motion number 2. All right? Do not come up with your own mechanism. If you are missing numbers, everything will be wrong. Okay? Follow the sequence, because this is really important for me that you are showing me you understand what's going on. This is action, and that's the reaction. To apply what we have here, we are forming the alkyl oxonium ion I mentioned to you in my recordings, meaning I did not touch the cyclopropyl. Carbon, CH2, oxygen had an H, gains another H, keeps 2 electrons. That oxygen, because it has 3 bonds, is positive charged. This guy we name alkyl oxonium ion. Now what's going on with the Cl? The Cl has already 2, 4, 6 electrons, gains other 2, and becomes negative, Cl minus. Okay? So that's the first step for this mechanism. If you go back in your protocol, step number 2, nucleophilic attack. You're confused. Nucleophilic attack. This is not SN1, that's SN2. SN2, if you go back in your protocol, I said step number 2 is the nucleophilic attack. So I'm going to copy the product here. I copy CH2, oxygen with an H, another H, plus and dot, plus Cl minus. This is the slow step. That's slow. You have to memorize this is slow. Nucleophilic attack means there is something here that is negative. It's looking for positivity. I have this chlorine minus, these 2 electrons. Doesn't matter which, attacks carbon here. In motion 3. That's the action. The reaction is this, motion number 4. Carbon is releasing the oxygen. Yeah.
In your videos, you usually only rewrite the first part without the Cl, and then you add the Cl on the third step.
No, you have computer. You're looking at the SN1. Yeah, this is the SN2. Did you have the videos on the SN2, guys? Yeah, you are confusing between SN1 and SN2. Okay, that's not, this is another one. I'm doing SN2 because it's shorter. All right, let's see the product. The products here are, you don't touch the ring. The carbon here stays, CH2, it doesn't matter where you want to, so attach the chlorine here. Okay, and then what's going on the oxygen has an H, another H, 2 dots, 2 dots. So I form H2O. So these are the 2 steps for this SN2. I believe I show you the check. Check means you have to add these 2 reactions. And so what's going on? Copy first. All right. Could I go? What do I do now to check? What do we do to check? So this, what do they do? Cross out. All right, this and this. Cl minus, cross out. And let's see what we have left over. I go back in my overall reaction. So here we form this alkyl halide, plus what's left over here is H2O. So this is the overall reaction, okay? The overall reaction from cyclopropyl methanol reacts with HCl. Give me the name of this guy now. What's the name? By now you need to know naming. What's the name? Hannah, you wanna try?
Which one?
This one. What's the name? What's the name? Oh. But how can you avoid the cyclopropyl? You cannot just say, oh, it's not there. No.
Chlorine? Chloromethyl?
Huh?
Chloromethyl?
Chloromethyl cyclopropane. Chloromethyl cyclopropane. Or any other name. Yes. Cyclopropyl. Another name. You have cyclopropyl, you have chloro, alphabetical priority goes to chloro. Chloro, cyclopropyl, methane. Gotta be quick on naming now, okay? Because I'm not gonna give you structures in my exam. I'll give you such a thing, okay? Clear? So 2 names are okay. One of you said this is chloromethyl cyclopropane, correct? Somebody else said, actually I said, chlorocyclopropyl methane. Both names are correct. Okay, good. So SN2, 2 steps. The first one is the fast step, and this one is slow. Okay. Now I'm gonna raise to the top because the question will be, give me the energy diagram. All of these you must have learned in general chemistry too, the energy diagram. Did you have it down? Yeah, the energy diagram? You think so? So the energy diagram of 2 steps, because the first one is fast, and the second one is slow. The slow is the tallest. It means that please, no, excuse me, no text messaging. Okay, what do you need me to say? I can help. Huh?
No, just searching for my language.
For Clara?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You say Korean? No, that's not my thing. I can tell you Italian, you know. What do you speak besides Hebrew? Hebrew, okay, no, Hebrew. You got it? I can wait. Go for that.
I'll just read it out.
Okay. Let's do the energy diagram, okay? The energy diagram for this. E versus the reaction. SN2, 2 steps, 2 peaks. Short, tall, very easy. The shape is always the same, okay? Short and tall. Here we go. That's the peak for step number 1, and that's the peak for step number 2. You must have learned that the slower the step, the higher the energy, okay? Now, to make things, this one, if I ask you, give me the rate of the reaction, in chemistry too, you learn that a rate is equal, on the slow step, K, which is the rate constant, multiplies the concentration of the cyclopropane, CH, and then you have OH, H plus, multiplies the concentration of Cl minus. This is called the rate expression for a second order reaction. If you haven't done this, please review chapter 14, okay? Unfortunately, I cannot help you, in chemistry too. K, concentration of this alkyloxonium ion multiplies the concentration of Cl minus. Okay? All right. Now, what you gotta stay focused on? I'm gonna erase what I don't need. I don't need this. I don't need this. So I was explaining to you that on my energy diagram, you have point A, point B, C, D, and correct? And you would be asked, give me what do you have in each one of these points. Have you ever studied transitional states? Chemistry too? Huh? No. What's the transitional state? What do you think? The transitional state, I'm in transitional state of my life. In between, right? And something is changing. Transitional state, I'm transitioning in something else. Transitional states are B and D, the peaks, okay? And so you will be asked, show me the transitional states. Let's see what's going on. Point A on the diagram. Nothing has happened, nothing. What do I have in A? I have a D and this. So in point A, I have CH2OH, comma, HCl. And nothing happens. I have these two chemicals. They are starting the chemical reaction. Very good. Okay, now take a look here, the product on the first step. I see oxygen is forming a bond with an H, you see it? And then the VH is bringing the bond with the chlorine. So there is a transition state here, which is in point B. Point B, you have to show that CH2O has the H, is forming a bond, this dashed line, with an H, and an H is breaking a bond with the Cl. That's the transitional state in B. Bond formation, bond breaking.
I know the difference.
Huh?
Very different.
Well, it's like these two people, right? They are together, they are bond. I want to grab Matthew, right? So I am the one, so Matthew is forming a bond with me, but at the same time, he has to leave her.
No, that I understand is from writing, like drawing it.
No, I see it, what's going on. Yeah, I definitely see it. Okay? Clear? I'm forming a bond, but this form has not formed yet. It's forming, is in transition. This bond has not broken yet. It's gonna happen. It takes time. Yeah.
Can you write the dashes to the H and then comma H dash
No,
dash dash
no. Because this make me understand that this H is in between these two. Okay? They are breaking, it's forming. If you put a comma, means that things are done. It's not done yet. Okay? So when I'm in C, this is now put the comma. So now what's going on? The CH2 stay here, oxygen had an H, now formed a bond with an H, and now I put a comma. Because now the bond has been formed, and now the Cl is Cl minus. Okay? So this is the end of the first step.
We have to add the plus and minuses.
You must. Whatever you see on the board, yes. Because Cl by itself has no meaning. Now I am in C. I go to D. D, where am I? I am on the second reaction. On the second reaction, what's happening, guys? The Cl is forming a bond with the carbon, bicarbon is breaking the bond with the O. How am I going to represent this? In this way. Here you have CH2, and then you have a Cl minus dash line with the CH2, because Cl minus is attacking, the Cl minus forming a bond, but you can show dash line, oxygen, H and H in the plus. Bond forming, bond breaking. Okay? Forming and breaking. At the end, what do I put at the end? E, I put a point E here. After this transition state, what's happening will be I formed H2Cl, comma, here become H2O. So this is what's going on. Alright. So this is a very tricky part of the class, and this is only SN2. SN2 is usually easier than SN1, because with SN1 we have to do the improvement of a carbon cation. I do not have time to do it. Questions on this?
Can we do another example?
I give you homework. I give you homework. Now, and I'll give you a lot of homework from this chapter. You do work home, and next week, bring on the table. Which example I did in the book, in my recording, sorry. Can you show me? I don't want to repeat the same. All right. For the SN2, can you see what SN2, what kind of example? And 2 weeks, you can do the second video, you waste my time, and then I will remember, can I see it? Thank you. Oh, I did a very easy one, so this one was not complicated. I think this baby is coming for the dentist thing. Huh? Huh? So now this one I gave it, okay, so this is another example, all right. I'll give you homework from this, huh? How many I did the first and two? Only one? One example. So you have this one? Yeah, she showed me. Yeah, that. I'll give you homework from the book. The book does not ask for mechanism. If I were you, I would do the mechanism for all the questions, okay? All right, follow the homework I gave it to you from chapter 4. Okay, hold on. What is it? Now we are in chapter 4. Please do all the homework I ask you to do in order to be on the same page. Problem 4.1. 4.2. 4.3. The book does not want to have the mechanism to do it. Okay? Do the mechanism for all reactions. The more you do, the more prepared you're going to be. Then, okay, hold on. Yeah, you have all of these that I just did in class in the book. All right, so everything is available for you. Okay, let me give it to you. What is it? Don't go anywhere. I'll give it to you number 415, even though we're going to do 415 next week in class, okay? Then, in the back of the book, in the back of the chapter 4, 1 to the 0. Okay. 4.21, 4.22, 4.23, 4.26. Yeah. 6, hold on. Okay. 4.33. Only A and B. 4.33, only A and B as in boy. And please do 440. 440, you can do all the after I meet you next week, okay? Because it has to do with the chlorination and so on and other things, okay? We do this next week, though, in class. All right, and basically next week, I will be done with the SM1, with the chlorination, will be all on the first exam. Which according to you is supposed to be on March 10th, in 2 weeks from now. You know, it's time for you to wrap up, spend the next 2 weeks on this class, because things will be very fast from now on, okay? On the day of the exam, I want you to know, usually I do class, so you take half an hour break, you come back here, and then we start going on, okay? I usually teach, okay, after the exam, all right? So now, I have to be here until 11:30 for sure, because these people might come. Did you get a message on the chat that this thing has been cancelled? I don't know. Let me see the date. No. Well, it's cancelled. Emmanuel is in charge. So you stand, okay. So now I'm going to ask her what she wants to do. And if she's going to do next Monday, I cannot do 2 Mondays because they're in the okay? All right, okay. Thanks. All right, so I will see you in the lab, 11:35. Give me a few minutes. For the lab, we did a recrystallization last week. Hold on, don't go anywhere because I don't remember which lab is that. Hold on, don't move. Oh, no. The lab we need to do. So we have to take the melting point that if you needed to print it out, we do week 4 and 5 distillation, okay? All right. I will see you in the lab at 11:35.
Hello?
Yes, who is this?
Margarita. Hi, Dr. Califano.
Yes, hi, Margarita. So we just cancel for the day, okay? So meaning, yeah, because we send out the message and we just cancel for the day, okay? Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Excuse me.